Well, how good is this? Hitting your 60s is the best part of life, but the normal response for the average person out there hitting your 60s is, oh my God, my life is over. The end is near. Woe, despair, throw me on the wood heap. But let me tell you, once you hit the 6th decade, I reckon that's where life begins. That's right. So whether you're in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s or your 50s, I reckon there's something in this for you. In particular, if you're in your 60s, you're going to love what I've got to tell you. So sit back, relax, and look at this new perspective of what life is like in your 60s. That's right. 60s is the new 20s, as far as I'm concerned. So let's get going, eh? Well, I'm Chappie, born in 1960, so 65 years of age. What a life I've lived. Yeah, some people might say, look Chappie, you're over the hill, you're done, you're finished. That couldn't be any farther from the truth. If you're in your 60s, or if you're heading up that way in a decade or two, you want to look forward to it. You know why? For starters, it's a privilege to actually have made it to 60, that's right. You think the type of lives we've lived. We've drinking out of the green hoses, mate. We've eaten food off the floor. At the time of our life, we've done more in the world of economics than probably anyone else. That's right, we've started with the lead pencil, moved into the analog system and moved into digital. We have covered all aspects of technology and covered it all well. Life is good in your 60s and that's where you want to look at it too. That's right. Look at it this way. In fact, you're on top of the podium. You're number one. Like I said before, why? Well, for starters, you've actually made it to 60. That's right. You've gone through that obstacle course out there, that obstacle course of life that's taken you through all the dramas that you could ever come across. You've lost your girlfriends, you've lost your boyfriends, you've lost money, you've made money, you've had friends and you've lost friends. You've been through the drama, the trauma of life. And now that you've hit your 60s, it's time to chill, time to have a great time. Because you know why? Because we're groovy. That's right. We're bloody groovy in our 60s. The young kids might not think that, and that doesn't matter. You can't get any more authentic than someone in their 60s. You ask me, why is that? Well, authenticity comes from not having to bung it on anymore. We don't have to prove life to anyone. We've been through our decades, so we've got nothing to prove to anyone. Our stories, even the ones which are cringeworthy, who cares? Who's worried about our past? I know the young guys, we might think we're telling them a story, but it's going through this year and out the other ear. So it doesn't matter. So our past has nothing to do with today's life. So we're living a fresh new life. Like my grandchildren think, I'm perfect popsicle, and I like it that way, eh? So authenticity is what we're about. We've got nothing to show off to about anything. We've done our time, we've had a great life, we've hit the lows and we've hit the highs, probably more lows than highs, but we've still made it through. We certainly have more clarity on life than any younger generation. And why is that? Well, we've heard it all, we've seen it all. We know life's just going to keep going on, whether we're here or not here. We have the confidence to do what we want to do. Why do we have the confidence? Well, we've had 5 decades to build on that, and here we are today, doing what we want to do, when we want to do it, and how we want to do it. That's right. You've got no one out there telling you can't do it anymore, have you? Now, we're running a house that we've leased out, and we're travelling Australia. Why are we travelling Australia? Because that's what we want to do. Yeah, that's right. Our children are saying, or not all of them, but our children are telling us, oh, you know, you're missing out on this and you're missing out on that. No, we're not. We're enjoying what we're doing and we're loving being together. So in your 60s, you don't have to answer to anyone. That's right. The only person you really need to answer to is yourself and your partner. How cool is that? Just look at this windmill behind me. There's a sign on it saying you don't have to climb it, don't climb it. Mate, they didn't put signs on our stuff when we were kids. We had the common sense not to climb it, and if we did and we fell off, it was our fault. We took responsibility for what we did and we lived by the sword. In today's society, they call it a granny state, but if they don't put those signs there, the generation, they're quickly ready to whinge and complain to the society that they weren't told. So living in your 60s, you're full of confidence, you're full of clarity. And remember, I'll go back there, we don't have to bung it on. You can't be any more authentically, positively stable than what you are in your 60s. Think about that, you guys in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, and even the 50s. Come and get on the podium with all us 60-year-olds, where life is just a dream. And that's right, we haven't aged, maybe our bodies have, but let me tell you, in our minds, and I'm sure you'll see it yourself, we still feel like we're in our 20s. That's right. We have the youthfulness in our minds, if we want to keep it that way, to look at life in a positive way. Yeah, so much enjoyment we can get out of life now because we see it in a different manner. That's right. Even history, when we're travelling around Australia, I'm seeing stuff that I wasn't that interested in school. I'm taking a great interest now. Why? Because I want to. I feel like I'm ready to take a part of that and take it on board. Does it mean I've missed out on anything in the past? I don't think so. So living life in your 60s, you're cool. Just remember that. Cool dudes, cool dudettes are in their 60s, and it's a great life. Have you ever been told that you don't care about things? You have no empathy? Well, that's not what it's all about in your 60s. What it is, we choose to see what we care about. We don't worry about everyone else's problems. We stay in our own lane. We've learnt that through experience, that's right, through 6 decades of experience, that it's more comfortable and safer to stay in your own lane than to go into someone else's lane and take on their problems. So it's not that we don't have empathy, it's just that we've had our hurt. We don't need any more hurt. We're here for a good time, for a great time. In fact, best time of our life, because you've built the confidence up. As I said, you've had all your trials and tribulations of life. You've had your ups, you've had your downs, you've had your heart broken, and you've found your love of life. So life is good where we are, and we don't need to take on anyone else's responsibilities or problems out there, because it's time for us to party. That's right. We're on top of that podium. Remember how the percentage of how many people actually haven't made it to 60. You and I have made it that far, and we're here to enjoy life. That's right. Stay cool. You have surfed. We've ridden the bikes. We've done stuff that, thank goodness, social media wasn't around for, because I'm sure we would have been reprimanded for it. Even though in today's society it's probably legal and it's probably very, very mild. But in our day, it was a good time and it was an adrenaline rush. So life in your 60s is not about worrying anymore. Life in your 60s is about not taking choices that other people want you to take. Life in your 60s is not about responsibilities of other people. That's right. Look after your own problems. And at our age, you're still going to have a few, but there are no problems that can't be handled with a bit of loving and a bit of good times. So next time you're out there thinking, oh, life is done for you, you're in your 60s, mate, wrong type of mindset. Like I said before, you can't be any more authentic than you are in your 60s. We don't have to bung it on anymore, we've got nothing to prove. Our history is in our past, and you know, and I know, we had a bloody good past. So we can keep that to ourselves. We don't have to have an ego anymore, no need for that. We can just cruise along in life, having the time of our life. And we can do that with confidence, because like I said, couldn't get any more confident than someone in their 60s. They've been there, they've done that, and it doesn't matter what the younger generation think, and you'll find that yourself if you're one of the younger generations. Once you get up into your 60s, life is cool. That's right, we've drank the Coca-Cola, we've drank the Pepsi, we've lived life and party hard like you can party without all the rules and regulations. So we're now sitting back and chilling through life with the confidence of a 20-year-old. And remember in your mind, you're going to still feel that age. Your body mightn't be feeling like that, but if you're healthy, you can still get out there and have a good time like we are. Whether it's in the city, whether it's in the bush, whether you travel in Australia or travel in the world, you're doing it in your manner. Because at 60, you don't have to answer to anyone bar yourself. That's right. If you want to drink that nice bottle of wine, you can do that. Or if you just want to have that nice cup of coffee, you can do that as well. So remember, life in your 60s is the best life you can ever have. So get out there, enjoy yourself, and have a great time. Because if my name's not Chappie, I don't know what it is. How good is this? 65 and living the dream. Look after yourself, world, and thanks for following Chappie's Travels.